Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Wild Women of Song, great gal composers of the jazz era. My name's Pamela Rose. We celebrate the women songwriters who made a really strong contribution to American popular song in the field of blues and jazz. And today, I'm so honored to have as our special guest a wonderful singer and music educator by the name of Veronica Klaus.
I love the East, I love the West. North and South, they're all the best. But I only go there as a guest, 'cause I love...
Hi, Veronica.
Hello, Pamela. So nice to be here.
It's so nice to have you here.
Thank you.
And among Veronica's many in-depth studies into songwriters and the craft of music, she has done this wonderful research into the life of Peggy Lee and has been touring with this really incredible show about Peggy Lee. And so I think a lot of people are really surprised, first of all, to find out that Peggy Lee was a songwriter.
Absolutely. Absolutely. She wrote and recorded, I believe, over 150 songs of her own, some of them with Dave Barber and some of them with other composers like Duke Ellington and Marion McPartland and lots of other people.
Yeah, Harold Arlen and Cy Coleman.
Yeah, and things she wrote just by herself. So
yes. Now, Dave Barber was her husband, guitarist, and I think that they were part of the Benny Goodman band together, weren't they?
They met in the Benny Goodman band, yes, and they left the band soon after they were married because. It was against the policy of the Benny Goodman band for players to fraternize, and so when they got married, they left the band. So right,
and that was really right after they left, and they got married, and she had a baby, and then I think that's when she wrote her first song, right? Yeah,
well, she sort of I'm not sure about first, but I know they wrote a lot together. And for a while, she was very adamant about wanting to retire and take care of their children and make a home for them. And I believe that she, credits Dave for insisting that she do what she does best.
Not hide her light.
Yes, exactly.
And can you imagine there having been no Peggy Lee? She was so iconic in the world of, especially think about the 50s and early 60s.
Absolutely.
So I really love that on your new album, Something Cool, you do a beautiful version of Why Don't You Do Right, which was a Lil Green song. Lil Green originally did it. I don't think she wrote it, but she did.
She did write it.
She did write it?
Yes. She wrote it.
And
the story goes that Peggy, had a 78 of Lil Green while Benny Goodman was touring to a tour, and she would play the record over and over and over and over again in her spare time, and finally Benny said, do you want to do that song, and she right away said, absolutely.
The interesting thing about all that is that she was in a big band playing swing music, playing popular dance music of the day. And I think that at that time, Peggy was still trying to find her identity and hadn't really caught on hugely with the public.
Yeah.
She was pretty. She had an interesting voice. It was really smooth, really lovely. But when she came out with Why Don't You Do Right, and all that bluesy quality that was in her was finally let out, it was like what she was always meant to be happened.
And often, as was often the case for big band, it wasn't about the singer. The singer was almost secondary. It was very secondary to the greater purpose of glorifying the big band leader, and so they didn't generally indulge the singer's strong points necessarily. So often in the early days, her strong points were not played up by the arrangements and things that Benny Goodman was doing. And so she just kind of had to get through those things to get to the time when he was willing to do that, which was Why Don't You Do Right was the first one. That was her first huge hit.
And it
1942.
was huge, just enormous.
Yeah.
As a singer, I really love reading about Peggy Lee, and I'm so glad that so many people have notated it. For me, it always starts with a melody, a lyric line, a kind of a refrain that you're caught by, and then maybe you start thinking about rhythm, and then you go to your instrumentalist that you're partners with and say, let's do something with this.
Yeah.
And that's just how she started writing.
Johnny Mercer said that writing music takes, I'm paraphrasing, but writing music takes talent and skill, a lot of talent and skill, but writing lyrics takes courage, even more courage.
What a great quote.
Yes.
That is.
Yes. And Peggy, with her lyrics, was really fearless in expressing her optimism and her belief in love and romance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So give us an example of a song like that.
The lyric to In the Days of Our Love starts, it says, I wish you could know the 1,000 ways I see your face in the embers, missing you so and all the things we used to share in the days of our love. I turn a corner in my mind, and there you are, you're here. Deep down I'd rather not forget, I want you to be near. The fire burns low, but still it warms me, and I smile at the days of our love. It's there's no guile, there's no, it's just remembering a love that perhaps didn't work.
Yeah.
But
and
it's
a
still
very
beautiful.
Mature lyric
Absolutely.
as well. And she was at that point in her life, but it was really, this is what a woman who has given her heart away a number of times and
Absolutely.
is looking back would be thinking, and she certainly did that
Yes.
as well.
Yes. Hi, my name's Veronica Klaus, and I want you to be sure to check out the new Wild Women of Song every Wednesday on YouTube and subscribe to all of this wonderful information and celebrating women songwriters.